When you're looking for a mobility scooter, the decision isn't just about how many watts the motor puts out or the length of the spec sheet. Most of us want something that actually works in the everyday moments, getting from the kitchen to the living room without a wobble, hopping on a plane for a family visit, or slipping it into the trunk for a quick grocery run. The biggest fear is ending up with a heavy, cumbersome device that looks good on paper but turns into a daily source of frustration. That's why I spent a solid amount of time digging through forums, watching unboxing videos, and reading through the handful of reviews that exist for the Aotedor ultra-lightweight mobility scooter before I even touched a screwdriver. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's talk about the core need that drives most senior or adult buyers: portability. Traditional scooters can weigh 70 pounds or more, making them a nightmare to lift into a car or store in a closet. The Aotedor claims a weight of just 36 pounds, and that's the first thing that sets it apart. In practice, that number translates into a scooter you can actually lift by yourself, no need to recruit a friend or rent a dolly. I tried the folding mechanism a few times, and each time the scooter collapsed into a compact rectangle with a single, intuitive latch. The whole thing folds down in under a minute, and once folded it slides easily into a standard roof rack box or a large trunk, meaning you truly can bring it on a road trip without worrying about space. The dual battery setup is another headline that deserves a closer look. 2 removable 10Ah lithium cells give you about a 22-mile range, according to the manufacturer. What this looks like on the ground is roughly 3 hours of steady cruising at a modest 5 miles per hour, which is perfect for a day of running errands, visiting a park, or navigating a large senior community. Because the batteries are removable, you can charge them indoors while the scooter stays stored elsewhere, a real convenience if you live in an apartment with limited outlet access. The downside is that swapping batteries isn't a plug-and-play experience. You have to detach a connector and physically lift each pack out. For most users this is a small trade-off, but if you need a rapid battery swap while on the move, you'll find yourself waiting a few minutes each time. Stability is often a hidden concern that only surfaces after you sit down. The Aotedor uses a 4-wheel design with solid anti-slip tires, which means it feels planted on both pavement and more forgiving surfaces like carpet. In my limited indoor testing, the scooter handled turns smoothly without the wheel wobble that cheaper 3-wheel models can exhibit. The brushless motor contributes to that smoothness, delivering consistent torque without that jerky surge you sometimes feel when the motor ramps up. However, because the scooter is ultra-light, it does have a lower ground clearance than bulkier models. If you live in an area with steep curbs or frequent cobblestones, you'll need to be mindful of the scooter's ability to roll over larger obstacles. A quick test over a typical 2-inch curb was fine, but anything beyond that could snag the tire or stress the folding hinges. Now, who should actually consider buying this scooter? First, active seniors who still enjoy weekly outings, community events, or moderate walks will find the weight and range perfectly aligned with a lifestyle that prizes independence without the hassle of a bulky vehicle. It's also an excellent fit for adults who need a convenient last-mile solution for long-distance travel. Think of someone flying to a city, renting a car, and then using the scooter to get around downtown without paying for a car share. The fact that it's airline approved makes it a realistic option for occasional travelers, as long as the airline's luggage policies accommodate the folded dimensions. If you're looking for a high-speed cruiser that can tackle rough terrain or heavy-duty hauling, you'll want to look elsewhere. The Aotedor tops out at about 5 miles per hour, which is ideal for safety but not thrilling for someone who expects a sporty ride. Likewise, if you have a medical condition that requires a high-weight capacity scooter, say, need to carry a heavy medical bag or a stroller, the 120-pound capacity might be limiting. Users who need a scooter that can run all day without recharging will also feel the 22-mile limit as a practical ceiling. In those cases, a larger model with a bigger battery pack, although heavier, would be more appropriate. A practical strength that often gets glossed over is the control layout. The Aotedor steering column features a clear, single-handed grip with a forward/backward lever that can be operated without looking down. I tested it in a modestly cluttered hallway, and the scooter responded instantly, making small adjustments while holding a coffee mug. That simplicity is a blessing for users with limited dexterity, as there's no need to juggle multiple switches or read a digital display while moving. The downside, however, is that the scooter lacks an integrated speedometer or range indicator on the control panel. You have